So we have long advocated for tariffs on beef and cattle and sheep and lamb in order to provide our domestic industry the opportunity to begin rebuilding.
The Montana Department of Agriculture, wheat and barley, grain growers, all these organizations have been working for decades to expand trade, not to limit trade.
Thoughts on the recent tariffs are divided between ag producers in the state of Montana, who disagree on if the tariffs will help or hinder Montana's agricultural industry.
We've lost over 60% of our sheep producers. We've lost about 9 million head of cattle out of our U.S. herd. We brought our U.S. sheep herd down to a historical low level of 5 million head. And our industry has been shrinking at a time when beef consumption and lamb consumption has been increasing.
Which things like that, that's what a tariff might be used for, is a tariff against Brazil to get the U.S. to buy American beef, not necessarily on China, where we like to export our beef.
One main argument is that ag imports into the USA are damaging local producers who are held to a higher standard. But does a total import tariff solve this problem?
In 2025, I start kind of compiling information and looking to where I'm going to contract my lentils. And the American companies were a little behind the market, which had gone up about 10 to 15 cents a pound, not a bushel, because they just couldn't afford to pay a 25% tariff or a 10% tariff on such a high dollar crop like organic lentils. Had to wait a long time to get a contract in the US, and the contracts were not as good.
Each segment of the industry is being impacted differently.
Over 70% of the lamb consumed in America is now imported lamb, primarily from Australia and New Zealand. They're produced under lesser production and safety standards than here in the United States, and it's having the effect of shrinking our ability to maintain a viable beef and lamb supply chain for the United States. And of course, maintaining our ability to achieve self-sufficiency in food production is a national security issue. We need to be consuming more of what we produce here, and we need to produce more of what we're consuming here.
In Great Falls, I'm James Rowland, MTN News.